Now let's open the page called Pelican Barracuda. And I want to take a moment to talk about creating and editing styles for links. Notice that on this page we have previous and next links, like we have on most of the rest of the pages. And at the bottom of this page, I actually have a link to Ken Riddick's website. He does create beautiful little websites on each of his dive trips each year. So we want to change the appearance of those links. And if you remember from an earlier chapter, a very easy way to do that is to choose Modify Page Properties. You can also click on the Page Properties link here in the Properties Inspector. Go to the Links CSS category, and you'll find an easy way to set all 4 link colors. So let's change our active link color to a dark blue, our visited link color to maybe kind of a gray, you've already been there, don't need to come back kind of color, and let's make the rollover links kind of a golden color. I'm going to make the active links the same color as the rollover links because it's such a subtle difference when someone actually clicks on a link that I think that's enough. So this is the color it'll look when the page first loads. After somebody's visited the link, it will change to this color. If somebody rolls their cursor over the link, it will change to this color. And I'm going to put underline only on rollover. So if somebody rolls over the link, they'll get that extra encouragement that, yes, this is really a link because they'll see the underline. Click OK. And I want you to notice here in the CSS Styles panel that Dreamweaver automatically created new styles for each of those 4 links and that it saved them automatically in an internal style sheet. Again, you can tell this is an internal style sheet because it says style with brackets, as opposed to this one that says Galapagos.css. Anytime you see that .css, you know it's an external style sheet. Now, if I want to edit these styles more, I can go back to the Properties Inspector by clicking on the button, or I can double-click and open the style in the CSS Rule Definition dialog. And I just want to point out that some of the terminology about these link styles is different in the CSS Rule Definition dialog than it is in the Page Properties dialog. So, for example, in Page Properties, we were able to choose underline options. Here in the definition dialog, you see text decoration. And if you want to remove the underline from a link using this dialog, what you're really doing is setting the text decoration to none. Remember, we only have the underline show up in that hover style. So here we have no text decoration, which effectively removes the underline. But it's very different terminology than you see in the Page Properties dialog. This dialog is actually truer to how the CSS style text is written in the CSS style sheet. So it really says text decoration equals none. Most of the rest of these options are the same, but notice there are a lot more options here. So you can change things like the font size, you can add style options like italic or oblique, and you can make more subtle refinements of these link styles by editing them here. Just to show you the difference, if I come over here to the hover style, double-click on that, you see text decoration is underlined here because when someone rolls their cursor over this style, you want to see that. You won't actually see how those styles look until you preview this in a browser. So let's just do that real quick. Preview. Yes, you always have to save a page before you preview. And notice this warning. Some files needed to accurately preview this page have been modified. What Dreamweaver's telling you is that I've changed my CSS style sheet since the last time I saved this page. And that's a separate file from my Pelican Barracuda file. So after I've saved my HTML file, Pelican Barracuda, I'm also going to need to save the related file, the CSS file. Click Yes. Both those files are automatically saved. And now you see in the browser, if I roll my cursor over, I get the underline and the rollover change. And because, of course, I've been to Ken Riddick's website, you can see that the color has changed to this gray color. Let's close Firefox, come back to Dreamweaver.